What's up, guys? Welcome to the YouTube channel. If you haven't seen me before, shooting the shit with Sands, I'm getting right to it. Subscribe, comment, all that. I cover all my favorite teams: Bucks, Heat, Arkansas, and I'm gonna be covering every sport at an hour a week. So just stick with me and listen to this little playoff preview I got for you. As a Heat fan, what are we looking for here, guys? No Kyle Lowry, which is huge for us. We're a team. How do I say this? Made from all its parts, right? We're successful when all the cogs are there. Yes, Jimmy carried us against the Hawks, and I think playoff Jimmy's a real thing. I think people came up with their little narratives when we had a 70-day off season, a COVID-struck team, injury-ridden team, and they came up with their own little narratives, and that's fine. But Heat fans knew what Jimmy was. So what I'm looking forward to in this 76er series is, I think it's an easy dub if we don't let our foot off the gas pedal. You go up 2-0, go to Philly. You're talking about Joel Embiid, who has a messed up shooting hand and a right orbital fracture, which is huge. It's a big deal. If you go listen to other people's podcasts with experience on this injury, you realize that if he just gets touched, it feels like it's re-breaking every time he's touched on the eye or with this eye. So I think that's a big deal. And they're optimistic he will return games 3 and 4. Optimistic. And that doesn't mean he's for sure playing. So that's also, I wouldn't say it's a plus for the Heat. I hate to say it. I don't want to win a series. We already have so many. Nobody talks about us. And I hate to be that fan because I don't feel that way. But honestly, if you listen to basketball podcasts, it's as if we're left out. It's like, oh, they're the 1 seed, whatever. Sixth in margin of victory the whole season with multiple injuries to the starting 5 lineup. Not a big deal. And the 6-man Tyler Hero, not a big deal. Okay, that's fine. You can think that way, but let's be realistic. We're a damn good basketball team that dealt with a lot of injuries this year to key components of the squad. PJ Tucker, Kyle Lowry, Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo for 6 to 8 weeks, Tyler Hero. I mean, guys, it is what it is, though. But yeah, we've been ignored. And James Harden, with Joel Embiid on the court, I think they're a plus 15 in offensive efficiency, something like that. Plus 15, which is first in the NBA. Without Joel Embiid on the court, they're minus 10.9, last in the NBA. And they haven't played the Heat every one of those games, right? This Heat defense made Trae Young look like a bum. A bum. So you're talking about an offense that works its way to the rim by getting open shots and things of that nature. It all comes stemming from the pick and roll. Well, pick and roll, Paul Reed, DeAndre Jordan. You're going to see Bam Adebayo. Give me another pick. There's Jimmy Butler. Give me another pick on the weakest defender, an athletic Max Strus. Okay. Give me another pick. PJ Tucker's there. He's right there. So I think it's going to be very difficult for them to score unless Danny Green just gets hot from 3 or Tyrese Maxey goes crazy. And as a Heat fan, and I'm going to get to Philadelphia, as a Heat fan, you have to realize, and I think we all think this. I wouldn't say you have to realize, but you all think this as well as I do. Tyler Hero and Bam played terrible last series. To their standard, they played bad. And we destroyed the Hawks. Should have beat them in 4. We let our foot off the gas pedal, things of that nature. It happens. We've seen it all season, haven't we, Heat fans? We have seen it all season. How many times did you... I just remember the T-Wolves game recently in the regular season where you look up, it's a 17-point lead, and you're like, oh, okay. And then it's the second quarter. They're up by 5. We do it. We've done it all year. I don't know why we did that, but yeah, I want to see Tyler Hero and Bam. I need Bam to take advantage of this. He can take DeAndre Jordan and Paul Reed off the dribble. He can and he has to for us to be successful in this series. And even with Joel, and I think that Bam is that player that you have to make him be aggressive, because when he gets in that aggressive rhythm, it becomes just aggressive Adebayo. We all know the NBA Twitter shit with the Heat fans. Aggressive Adebayo he's that player that, when he gets aggressive, you see the glimpse. You're like, oh my God, that is the future of this uniform. He can lead us places. I don't know about finals and things of that nature as a one, but we can go places with that kid. You know what I mean? So, I think we got to hit our threes. I think we miss a lot of open shots sometimes, but I think when you're watching your team, you think it's a thing, just with your team, but it's actually league-wide. You saw the Celtics and Bucks series, the first game, right? Just wide open threes, and we saw the Heat destroy them 2 years ago, hitting all their threes, and then last year, we didn't make a open mid-range shot, open jumper anywhere, so we got decimated. We got destroyed. But yeah, I think we take care of these 76ers pretty quickly, unless Tyreke Maxey goes crazy, unless Joel Embiid gets an emergency flight to Miami tomorrow. I just don't know how the Sixers would win the series. I had us favored. You can go look at my podcast. I had us favored anyways. I had us winning in 6, and obviously you can say it's biased, but I think that I've said it all season with as long as James Harden has been on the 76ers, his lack of scoring and aggression will show. And it's going to show badly. And it's not going to look good. And it kind of showed when the Raptors are coming back on him. You can blame it on the Joel injury. He still was averaging 30 for the series. And then, why did I say series like that? Any fucking way. You saw James Harden stepped it up to close out the Raptors, but at the same time, as a Heat fan, are you scared of James Harden? Jimmy Butler has 37 possessions this year guarding James Harden. He hadn't even made a bucket yet. So, I'm not worried about that man. I'm not worried about anybody on the 76ers. I want to know where the hell they're getting their points from. I think the only matchup I'm worried about is the Duncan Tyler Hero lineups always fuck us, right? On defense. It's also the fouls Duncan Robinson gets. I'm not a ref guy, but holy shit, he can't do half the defending most of the other anybody in the league can do, because he's a lanky 6'7" white dude and he's a shooter. That man gets 3 fouls in 4 minutes. Am I saying all of them are not fouls? No. But when he's just bellying up in the post, I'm like, holy shit, how is that a foul? Anyways, I think we end this in 6, and that's a safe pick. I don't want to say 5. I don't. But yeah, I think we win in 6. That was my initial prediction. I think James Harden and the role players, or not James Harden, Jesus, no. The role players are going to get lit when Joel comes back. They're going to have a good game at home. I think Joel is going to be great. I want to see how it's weird because we won't know how we guard Embiid. And this is one of those key things is it's all about adjustments in the playoffs. And with Joel taking 2 nights off, that's 2 nights to not adjust to Eric Spoelstra's genius scheme he will come up with Embiid. Right? So then you have to kind of adjust on the fly, and it never looks good, mostly with a coach like Doc Rivers, who does not adjust well at all, or doesn't adjust at all with lineups, anything like that. So I'm excited for this series. I think the Heat come out and punch them in the mouth tonight. And, and I think we go to the Eastern Conference Finals again. I picked Boston in that series against the Bucks because I want the Celtics. I do not want Giannis, Chris Middleton, and Drew Holiday switching on to Jimmy every play. Doesn't seem fun. So, yeah. I got us going to Eastern Conference Finals, guys. Like, subscribe, all that shit. Thank you. I'll have more Heat videos, Heat reactions this whole playoffs. Okay? I got strep. My sister had a wedding. I didn't get strep. I'm lying. I got a sinus infection. I got pink eye. Go look at the clip on that on my last podcast. And I didn't drop my reactions. It is what it is. And those games weren't close. So, y'all just be ready for some more content, man. I love you guys. Thank you for supporting. Dude!